Welcome to the virtual training for the Title I Comprehensive Needs Assessment. The new FCPS Title I Comprehensive Needs Assessment is a shift from the previous Comprehensive Needs Assessment process. Past Comprehensive Needs Assessment processes were program-focused. For example, schools were asked to identify what programs were working well and what were the areas for growth. Education reform that is program-focused may not meet the needs of all students because programs, while research-based, are designed for students that fit specific criteria. The new FCPS Title I Comprehensive Needs Assessment process is problem-focused. It is a more equitable approach to school improvement. Problem-focused comprehensive needs assessments are learner-centered and consider the problems of practice impacting student success and caring culture. Problems in education, we know, are complex and multifaceted. This process will enable schools to perform root cause analysis and identify systems drivers for continuous improvement. We will begin with an overview of the new FCPS Title I Comprehensive Needs Assessment. The new Title I Comprehensive Needs Assessment is a process for schools to dig into problems of practice. We call these POPs. Impacting student success and caring culture. It also helps us to identify those high-impact drivers for continuous school improvement and ensures systematic alignment to the FCPS strategic plan and Title I components. This also will help to inform budgetary prioritization processes for Title I. The new process was developed to create greater efficiencies to ensure that Title I schools had one plan that meets three processes: the Title I School-Wide Plan, the FCPS SIP process, and the VSIP, or Virginia Continuous School Improvement process. Remember, you used to write a 3-page narrative document called the Title I School-Wide Compact, and it was quite repetitive. You may have used a process where you copied and pasted in this very long document 3 times your SIP actions that were aligned to each Title I component. This process helps to bring it all into alignment in one streamlined way. In this process, it will enable you to reflect upon your SIP with a new lens. It will help you to amend your SIP if needed and label your SIP actions with the Title I components with ESSA guidance. It begins with an opportunity to draft an executive summary of your school's data. The school's data will include narratives around student success, demographic, processes like those listed in theory of action, and perception data such as your youth survey data, your employee engagement survey data, or your family engagement survey data. Next, you're going to take a look at your SIP goals and strategies and actions and see how they're aligned to the Comprehensive Needs Assessment drivers identified in the problem of practice as well as the Title I components, which will then help you to inform the budgetary spending and that it is aligned then to those SIP actions and the Comprehensive Needs Assessment. The Title I office received feedback from the VDOE regarding this new process. They named that the new FCPS Title I Comprehensive Needs Assessment is an exemplary process in that it combines the continuous school improvement planning process with the Title I school-wide plan. They also named that Fairfax has embraced both processes yet tailored it to meet our needs, and that our new FCPS Comprehensive Needs Assessment will be shared with all Title I coordinators from across the Commonwealth of Virginia. This process went through 7 iterations of design and was field tested by Keisha Jackson-Meir, the principal of Braddock Elementary School. To access the new FCPS Comprehensive Needs Assessment, enter into a Chrome web browser this bit.ly link. It's bit.ly /Title I for the Roman numeral 1, CNA. So bit.ly Title I CNA. This will create a forced copy of the Comprehensive Needs Assessment. As you open the FCPS Comprehensive Needs Assessment template, you will see that you are asked to scribe an executive summary of your school's data. This is component 1 of the Title I Comprehensive Needs Assessment. It requires schools to draft narratives or short paragraphs using data to describe the school's student success, demographics, processes, and perceptions. There is a hyperlink at the top of the Comprehensive Needs Assessment called Data Tools and Reports that will pop you down to a page of links of EDSL reports that will aid you through accessing your school's data. Student success data is data that is aligned to your school's academic goals. Demographic data has to do with your school enrollment. Process data are the data or the list of processes used in your schools to support learning, such as the PLC process, MTSS frameworks, the learning model. You might want to reference the processes within the theory of action that your school is using. And the perception data is largely tied to those surveys that help to report about the community's perception of the school, such as the youth survey, the staff engagement survey, and the family engagement survey. Next, your school will need to complete the what, the why, and the so what portions of the Comprehensive Needs Assessment. You will need to complete this once for the problem of practice for student success and once for the problem of practice for caring culture. Let's identify what about this new process is required and what is optional. Once you've identified the problem of practice for student success, you will scribe it here. This is to be a learner-centered problem of practice. Framing problems of practice around student experience will help to create the greatest buy-in as well as illuminate a collective efficacy for school improvement. Next, you'll be asked to identify drivers that are impacting that problem of practice. You'll need to prioritize the drivers from highest to lowest, and we'll walk you through some protocols to help you through this process. Drivers are the facets of the system that are impacting the problem. So, for example, we'll often see drivers as things like understanding learners' needs, or teachers' content knowledge, or perhaps culturally responsive pedagogies, those kinds of things. Next, we're going to ask you to cut and paste from your current SIP the goals for student success. And then lastly, you're going to cut and paste from your current SIP the strategies and actions. Once you've cut and pasted these into this comprehensive needs assessment, you'll need to align the actions to the drivers that you've identified. And then you're going to need to code each action based on which Title I component it connects to. You'll need to repeat the process for caring culture. Again, you'll ascribe a learner-centered problem of practice around caring culture. These are largely focused on things like student discipline or family engagement or helping students to make healthy life choices. Next, you will identify those and prioritize those high impact to low impact drivers around the problem of practice. You'll cut and paste your current SIP goals for caring culture. You'll also cut and paste your current SIP strategies and actions for caring culture, align those actions to the drivers, and then code each action to the Title I components. If your school does not currently have a caring culture goal in your current SIP, we'll ask you to draft a goal and consider some strategies and actions that you might include in next year's SIP. When coding your current SIP actions and aligning them to the key systems drivers, you may find that you need to add or amend an action. This is okay within the Comprehensive Needs Assessment process because this document will suffice the ESSA requirement for the Title I Comprehensive Needs Assessment for the next 2 school years, as long as your school meets the state standards of accreditation. Once you've completed your Comprehensive Needs Assessment, you will need to upload it to the SIP folder in your regional Google site. This is the same place you saved your SIP for this year. To access those SIP Google sites, we've placed the URLs of each of the region's SIP Google sites on this slide. The completed CNA must be posted to your school's SIP folder in your region Google site by April 13, 2020. Note that this is also the same date that your Title I budget book is due. Thank you for engaging in this new Comprehensive Needs Assessment. If you would like additional support and assistance, please feel free to contact Yvonne Denome, Lisa Felder, Gina Toller, or Claire Silva. They will be happy to support and walk you through the process.